Hello there. As the new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak wanted to embody integrity and transparency. Instead, grievances such as corruption and nepotism continue to plague the Conservative Party. Scandals surrounding Secretary General Nadhim Zahawi and ex-Prime Minister Boris Johnson are increasingly threatening British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's Conservative Party. In the case of Zahawi, the allegation is that he might have negotiated with the authorities during his time as finance minister to settle a tax affair worth millions. Well, he was their boss. Johnson is about alleged nepotism, once again. For critics, these cases are just the tip of the iceberg for the Conservative Tories, who have repeatedly been accused of corruption and backroom collusion. And about Boris, I'll talk in my evening video today as well. Sunak wanted to do things differently after almost 3 scandal-ridden years under Boris Johnson. As I said, he announced integrity, honesty and transparency when he moved into Downing Street at the end of October. But the first balance reads devastatingly. There are allegations of bullying by several ex-employees against his closest confidant Dominic Raab, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Justice in one person. Demands for the resignation of cabinet member Zahawi are being raised. And finally, Sunak himself received a penalty notice for the second time in around 9 months, because we don't have to forget the first one. For a short video, he had himself filmed in a moving car without wearing a seat belt. In April 22, he had already paid a fine for his involvement in the Partygate affair, at the time as Chancellor of the Exchequer or Finance Minister. The opposition believes that the Zahawi case in particular is a test for Sunak. He promised a new broom, is what Labour politician Pat McFadden told Sky News on Sunday, and adding, "But what use is a new broom if such incidents are dismissed with a shrug of the shoulders?" Sunak had declared Zahawi's tax affair over, although much remained open, and a statement by the politician raised new questions. McFadden's party colleague Rachel Reeves criticized on the BBC that Sunak was too weak to prevent any scandal. In fact, Sunak never had the full support of his party. At the base, the go-getter Johnson is still more popular. In the faction, Sunak has to satisfy numerous groups. Actually, the Prime Minister should embody the return to serious politics after the turbulence surrounding Johnson and his almost forgotten short-term successor Liz Truss. He was billed as a leader who, like the hedge fund manager he once was, carefully analyzes the situation and then offers appropriate solutions. That's how the Telegraph newspaper recently commented. This mirage of the competent Rishi is beginning to dissipate, they wrote. Above all, the scandals are a distraction and Sunak's messages don't get through. Instead of discussing the content, it is now only a matter of whether the Prime Minister was buckled up or not. Even the massive wave of strikes that repeatedly paralyzed the country cannot be brought under control by Sunak, because he refuses to talk. Rishi Sunak is missing, said Sharon Graham, General Secretary of the Unite Union. The opposition has long been demanding new elections. A comeback by Boris Johnson, who is considered Sunak's opponent, is also repeatedly discussed. However, this danger for the incumbent is currently shrinking again, because Johnson is regularly caught up in his own scandals and affairs. Now he has had a report from the Sunday Times rejected that suggests a link between the appointment of Tory donor Richard Sharp as BBC chairman and his help with a financial construct for Johnson. According to the report, Sharp helped his longtime friend arrange a guarantee for a loan of up to £800,000. Shortly thereafter, Johnson proposed Sharp for the BBC post, and that's the topic I will talk a little bit more about in my evening video. And I'll see you in that video. I'll be back.